I'm Dave Roster, Provincial Fire Marshal for the province of Prince Edward Island. With me is Deputy Fire Marshal Robert Arsenault. Basically what we are here today is to give you a few safety tips on how to safely use a propane barbecue on your back deck so that the only fire on your back deck is in the barbecue.
When you first take your barbecue out and you remove your grills to clean them and you do your inspection of your burner, make sure that these small holes in your burner are free and clear of rust, debris, cobwebs, or anything that has accumulated in there over the winter. It's also a good idea to take a small tube cleaning brush, insert it into the propane gas tube, and give it a flush around right up to where it goes into the burner. Do both sides. Make sure it's a wonderful area for spiders and other small insects to gather and make nests throughout the winter.
Make sure that your hose connections are all good and tight to your burner so that you don't have any leaks. And to ensure that there is no leaks, make sure your burners are all off. Turn your tank on and simply take a water and soap solution and put it over the line. So right now we have pressure going from the tank to the regulator up to the line itself. And as long as we don't have any amount of rising bubbles, that means that we don't have a leak. Okay, when lighting a barbecue, the first step that you have to always do is make sure that this lid is open. Never attempt to light a barbecue with the lid down. If the propane gas is allowed to accumulate, once you hit the igniter with the propane covered down or the tank down, then all of a sudden you will have a small explosion occur. First thing you do, make sure your controls are off. Turn your tank on, just ever so slightly. Don't try to rip it open right away because there is a back valve on it that could stop the flow of propane. Once your propane is flowing, then turn on your valve or valves and hit your igniter. If your igniter isn't working, try to use either a long match or a barbecue lighter to ignite it, either through the top or preferably through a hole in the bottom. When you're shutting your barbecue down after you're done grilling, the best way of doing it is shut your tank off first. That way you're letting the propane bleed through the line. Once it's out, then make sure your valves are all turned in the off position.
When transporting your barbecue tank for a refill, make sure that your tank is shut off completely. Make sure your safety cap is installed and that your propane tank is stored in an upright position in your vehicle, preferably in the passenger compartment where it can be controlled with windows down if there is a leak or it does let off from the pressure relief valve. And when you're tightening your connection onto your barbecue, make sure that it's nice and snug. And it's another area that when you're doing your soap and water test, make sure that it's an area that is snugged up tight if it does happen to create a few bubbles when you hook it up to your barbecue.
For further fire safety information, either on propane barbecues or any other fire related topic, feel free to call the Provincial Fire Marshal's office or your local fire department.